I wanted to demonstrate real quick the pressure sensitivity that I have. So I have it on really, really low, which might seem strange because if you're like going like this, it can like be kind of difficult to like get it to be light. I mean, I can do it, but it can be a bit difficult. But the reason I have it on that low to where, it's just really, really sensitive to where it's just like dark immediately. Well, it's because when I don't like holding my pencil like this when I'm painting. I like holding it more down here. And I don't use the double tap input. I just have that turned off because it was annoying. But I hold it down here more like a paintbrush. And when you're holding it like that, you need way more pressure. Your hand needs to put way more pressure down in order to get it dark. Like I'm pressing pretty hard right now, actually, in order to get it dark. But it basically allows me to control my gradients very, very smoothly while relaxing my hand. And it used to be the opposite. Now I'm having a little bit of trouble because I'm looking at the phone while I do this, but basically I used to have my pressure sensitivity kind of the opposite of this. I used to have it like really high, like the highest it would go, and then I would actually turn the opacity down and I would use a normal brush so that, set to normal blend mode instead. So like over here, it would set to one of these blending ones rather than glaze. Sorry, I said normal. I think that's what it used to be called, or I might be wrong, but with the blending ones, basically when you turn the opacity down, you're turning the flow down. But with the glaze ones, this is more like classic like Photoshop brushes, where when you turn the opacity down, it's like you're actually lowering the opacity, not the flow. But basically I used to have the flow, so to speak, really, really down, and I would have really high pressure sensitivity, and so I would just be going over the same area over and over and over again, pressing really hard, because I was kind of like scared, because I wanted to make like smooth gradients, but I didn't trust in my control yet. But over time, I got more used to this and being able to control this smoothly with my hand naturally. And holding it like the pencil like this really helps, because you're like basically holding it like a paintbrush, which just like makes it very smooth. And this is how I used to hold it. I would hold it like this, and it'd be like, oh, I can't control things, But now I can just control it however I want to. I mean, sometimes I lose control a little bit, but it's pretty easy now. And if I want to, I can just go over the same area a couple times. This is what I generally do when I'm actually rendering things. When I'm painting shapes, I generally don't lift the pencil very much, but when I'm actually rendering, I do this generally, and then I color pick. So anyway, I just wanted to demonstrate that because I think it's an interesting thing that I kind of figured out over time, is just like the pressure sensitivity matters a lot, and also the way you hold your whatever your instrument is, that matters a ton as well. Just trying to get comfortable, trying to paint with a lot of control while also not injuring your hand over time. And doing it like this allows me as well to, just rest my hand on the table, rest my wrist on the table, and just kind of do it very casually. So anyway, that's about it. So